Good evening, cult members. Welcome to the Pop Culture Cult. I'm Sean.
I'm Janice.
And this is our review of Mile 22. Now,
Yes.
This is not going to be a big blockbuster, $150 million opening,
Nope.
make you cry kind of movie. Like,
Nope.
it's an August movie. I mean, there's really kind of no real other explanation for this other than it's just an entertaining August movie.
Yeah. Yeah, it's like the Meg.
We saw the Meg on Wednesday, and some people complained about it. We liked it. I mean, it was a monster movie.
Yeah.
In
Again,
the water.
Not an Oscar nominee.
No. And that's what this was. This was Peter Berg. We were actually the first thing we said after the movie was done. We both looked at each other and said, "That was The Raid."
Yes.
That was Peter Berg's homage attempt fan film of The Raid.
Yeah. It was The Raid with Ronda Rousey and Mark Wahlberg.
Yeah.
And, some bigger American known names.
Yeah. The this is not going to be a world beater kind of movie. The budget for it, what did we say, $35 million?
Yeah.
It's looking like it might be $15 to $17 million opening here in the States, but it was mostly filmed in Indonesia, something. It was something like that.
Taiwan, Malaysia, something like that.
And the two of the main production companies behind this movie are from overseas. So
Yes.
this was one of those movies that was made for overseas.
Yes. Most of the people in it, other than, again, Mark Wahlberg and
John Malkovich.
John Malkovich and them are all seem to be Asian, because it's a kung fu-ish gung fu. Is that what they call it?
Gung fu,
Gun
John
fu.
Wick. Yeah. The movie itself, it's very much Peter Berg style of movie. If you've seen I love Battleship. I know. Come on, it's aliens and battle cruisers and destroyers.
Every time it comes on,
I
he
have to watch
watches
it. That movie has some subtle awesomeness to it. But it also goes along with The Kingdom and Lone Survivor and was it Patriot Day? Kind of had that same kind of film style because it's Peter Berg style.
Yeah.
And when we sat down to watch the movie, it popped up, directed by Peter Berg, and we both went, "This is a Peter Berg movie."
Did we know that?
I didn't even know that. So what did you think? Obviously, we both kind of feel like it was just a fun, entertaining time at the theater. But
absolutely fun. I mean, maybe there were some plot holes. I don't know. I like the technology spy kind of Tom Clancy. I always like that, to see what they're capable of doing. And I know it's a movie, but if it's in the movies, they've probably been doing it for 10 years.
Right.
And we both said that, I mean, I didn't see the ending. I didn't
Yeah, we're
guess.
not gonna spoil.
No.
This is a non-spoiler review. I probably should have said that from the beginning. But there's some
plot
stuff at the end where
twists and I didn't see those coming, so that was a good thing.
I liked we talked about this. Mark Wahlberg's character, James Silva, plays. He's this hyper intelligent, moral compass is not very straight.
Basically, name a manic, and he's got it. They actually do.
Yeah, they actually make a point of it. He's bipolar. No, he's antidepressant. No, or maybe he's just an asshole. Or maybe he's just an asshole.
Yeah.
I like the way they set up his character too, because the movie kind of is he's kind of the center of the movie, but he's not the only main character in it. Him and Lauren Cohen, who's from The Walking Dead, she's the other main American actor. The movie kind of revolves around the two of them,
right?
And then the police officer who gives they show it in the trailer. The police officer who gives himself up in the embassy to have them pretty much get him out essentially.
Yeah.
Is Kiko?
No, Iko.
Uwais. He's the guy from the Raid. He's the main guy from the Raid movies, and that's one of the things that I think maybe made us feel like this was kind of like Peter Berg's homage to the Raid because they had the Raid guy in it.
Yeah, I mean, the whole. I don't think this is a spoiler. There's a whole hallway fight scene, and it felt in an apartment building, which is the Raid.
Yeah, they're all in one building.
One building, and so as soon as that fight scene started, I was like, this feels very much like the Raid.
I was kind of getting that feel before we got that. It was, they're essentially transporting him from the U.S. Embassy to this airstrip, and it's 22 miles. Mile 22. And so it's like the rush to get him across town, and they get attacked and stuff like that. The action stuff is really cool. The fight stuff and the fight scenes are really cool. But in typical Peter Berg style, it's very shaky cam, very close kind of style. So maybe you don't necessarily get to see the actual actors or the stuntmen do much of the stuff. That's maybe my one critique of the way it was shot and the styling and stuff like that.
Yeah, and I kind of, when we were watching it, I kind of felt like it might be, now we saw it in Dolby because we dumped our movie pass and went with the AMC A-Star or whatever it's called. A-list. So we saw it in Dolby, and it probably would be better on a TV screen,
on a smaller screen. I thought
just
the
so
same
it's
thing.
not like, ugh.
Yeah, I thought the same thing, that this might be an easier watch for the action, like the hand-to-hand action stuff.
Yeah.
I think it's easier to watch. We saw the Bourne movies. We saw a couple of the Bourne movies on like the first two rows, and a lot of that is shaky cam and very close fighting and stuff. And so it's really hard to watch on a big screen, but when you see it on a smaller screen, it was much easier to kind of process what was going on. Like she said, there might be some plot holes, but I mean, I wasn't going in for this thinking that it was going to be this, American action movie Oscar winner, award winning.
It's not Mission Impossible, but it was fun.
Yeah, the essentially the plot is get said package from point A to point B, and that's it.
Right.
And that. There's not much, there's dialogue, and there's some and there's some heart in there at times, and there's some decision making that changes and stuff like that. But there's not much you can do with a plot. Get from point A to point B, that kind of thing. So overall, what's your score?
I think I'm going to give it a 2.5. It wasn't.
I'm 2.65, 2.75.
Wait a minute, you can't do 6.5.
Okay, 2.5. I would totally watch this again as like we're not paying attention kind of whatever movie. It's not necessarily a go see it in the theater kind of thing, but it is worth watching. Well, we kind of put it in the same kind of conversation with Jackie Chan's The Foreigner that came out. Was that in the fall? In the last winter?
Yeah, I think it was last winter.
Last winter,
November,
or American Made. That kind of the smaller movie, kind of that kind of style.
Yep.
That's kind of the area we're looking at. Again, entertaining. Maybe not necessarily a movie you have to go see in the theater, but still, I'm not upset we went and saw it.
Nope.
Just kind of like the Meg. That's our thoughts on Mile 22. What did you guys think? What have you seen it? Are you excited about seeing it? Do you not care? Do you not like Mark Wahlberg? Or whatever. I mean, it's an action film. They're shooting guys. What do you want, right? What do you want? So let us know. Leave us a comment and tell us what you thought of Mile 22. And like this video. You're here already. You've lasted this long. Hit the subscribe button and give us hit the bell so you can get notifications whenever we are doing new uploads. You can also get a hold of us on our social media network, Pop Culture Cult on Facebook. Pop Culture Cult on Facebook, Pop Culture Cult 1 on Instagram, and at Pop_Cult1 on Twitter. Also, download the Stardust app. Follow us first, and you get to do little 30-second reviews. We did one right outside the theater, and it's already got a bunch of likes on it. So,
nice.
So, just do that, and until the next time, good night now.